Everybody.
Hey, everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee.
Am I having a bad hair day?
Are you?
I'm asking you.
No, you look fine.
Okay.
Does Mr. O look fine, everybody? He looks fine. I am having a sweaty hair day. I decided to put my hat on. Pretty in pink, sort of, maybe.
Ah, yes, of
Okay.
course.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, on there it looks a little orange, doesn't
You
it?
know, it does look different. It looks orangey, but
But
it's
it's
a kind
actually
of,
kind of pink.
yeah, it's a different kind of pink. I
Hmm.
don't know. I think our camera's off color-wise, frankly. Although the hat came out pretty well.
And actually, the hat is slightly purple.
What? No, it's,
Well, there's like a slight purple shade to the pink.
well, maybe. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Gina.
Hi,
Gina,
Gina.
the birthday girl has
Happy
arrived.
birthday.
Happy, happy birthday to you.
All right, that's fine. We're going to do our normal stuff and get to your reading.
We're going to get to your reading. Oh, okay. Okay. We will get to you. Let's do our card for the collective.
All right.
All right. So
So thank you everybody for joining us.
we're going to be using the Earthcraft Oracle. And Jackie's already on the list. Victoria. Hi, Victoria.
Victoria. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah.
All right.
Baby, you can drive my car.
So Lena has announced she also has a birthday coming up.
Happy birthday, Lena.
And we'll be doing that one on Thursday, right?
We'll do that first thing on our Thursday show,
Yeah.
right after the card for the collective.
So always remind us in advance, and we'll be happy to do
Happy birthday to Gina and Lena. Hey, that's got a rhyme to it.
It does, doesn't it? All right. Our two Cancerian friends. All right. Our followers. All right.
Oh, thank you. Glad you do.
Hey, you are very welcome.
We spent hours.
I sent you a back note on Twitter about that too, and why I couldn't resist buying it for you.
Summerween.
By accepting Summerween gifts now. You're so fun, Victoria. But maybe you're in line for a little something on your birthday. All right. All right. Let me cut them and have Mr. O pick one for us. All right. All right, Mr. O. It's the womb?
It's
Wow.
womb.
What number is that? It's probably
43, which is number
Yeah,
7.
it's alphabetical, so I got it. All right. Well, you know what? Let's take a moment to imagine the Big Bang, the beginning of the universe. At first, there is endless darkness, and then suddenly a blast of brilliant light. In those moments, there is simultaneously nothing and everything that will ever exist. Now, picture your womb space. It too is a limitless expanse of darkness, and like the beginning of the universe, every idea, call to create, or stirrings of something new is like a big bang sparking life inside your sacred bowl. Your womb is pure potential. It is the portal for all creation. Anything that has ever happened in your life or ever will exist, can be born, transformed, and healed through the sacredness of your sacral chakra. The womb card has come to your reading to awaken your sacred ability to create and heal. The process of creation and healing are two sides of the same coin. To create, one must imagine something that has never been. To heal, one must be willing to embrace a new way of being. What a beautiful card. And I want to remind everybody that this particular deck is done by Juliet Diaz and Lorianne Anderson, the person who does that Season of the Witch series that I use, for the turns of the wheel. She's an amazing writer, and what a beautiful analogy to the womb. And thinking about the Big Bang and birth on that level, but also the fact that all acts of creativity and healing are in a sense a birth, being reborn. I wrote a poem once, and I'm not going to repeat it here because I can't remember every line, but it was talking about the process of writing and putting pen to paper and getting those ideas that are gestating in the womb inside of you to come out. And how sometimes you got to nudge it out a little bit, so it's just like a baby sometimes too. So think about that. Think about the process of healing and creating in that regard. It's really I love, as a matter of fact, I want to read those last two lines again. To create, one must imagine something that has never been, and to heal, one must be willing to embrace a new way of being. Food for you.
And I misspoke. If I said 33, it's really number 43.
Yeah, that's okay.
So
Wow,
Just wanted
womb
to clear
with
that
a
up.
view, Victoria. It's true. It's true.
All right.
All right, let's move on. Let's get to Gina's birthday reading. Now, Gina, it
All
is
right,
your
Jamie's
day.
Cowboys.
So I managed to bring back out my Unbridled Spirit copy of that deck, or you can use a new deck I've got called the Magic Pantry Tarot, which is all about food. And since I know you love to cook, I thought I'd give you that option. So just let us know, birthday girl.
Jamie's Cowboys has joined us. Hi, hon.
James, we'll get you on the list.
All righty.
All right, I got 9. Oh, okay, that's fine. I know you were busy. The Magic Pantry, which is a food deck that I just got recently, or the Unbridled Spirit Tarot, which I got you.
Good to see you too. Did you post the list yet?
Oh, did I not?
Because I
I'm
don't know
posting
what
it.
I'm reading for or what they're going to do.
Well, it's Gina's birthday, but let's get the
Oh, that's
list
right.
out
We're
for
doing that
everybody to
reading
see.
first.
The Magic Pantry will do, Gina.
Okay,
Okay.
that's right. I almost forgot. We're doing Gina's reading.
Yes.
Okay, so a deck of my choice.
No, no. I'm using the Magic Pantry.
Got it. Got
I,
it. I just missed your whole conversation.
that's okay.
Doll. I'm a
Well,
little spacey and off today. I'm having some slight dizziness today.
this is a fun little deck that is based on food groups, and this person did a really cool job of matching things up. I'm going to let you shuffle too, Mr. O. I'm going to give it
All
3
right.
shuffles, pass it to you to cut. It's got the nice red and white plaid background on the backs of the cards. One more. All right. Let's go.
Thank you.
And I'm going to move the Lenormand. I'll keep those by you. Also, Gina, we're kind of celebrating your birthday here, and since we can't share cake with you,
We'll just eat
we're going to eat these
ourselves
cinnamon donuts in your honor.
for our hunger.
Yes. Hi, Siama. We'll get you on the list
Hi, Siama.
if you aren't already. You are not?
Oh, wow. That's very interesting. I wonder about that. Um,
Yeah,
'Cause
I forgot to mention that to him. You mentioned that to me. In a
thanks,
DM.
Victoria. I appreciate knowing these things.
Well, Gina, I am a
We
cinnamon-aholic.
are eating them in your honor.
Yeah, there has been activity this week. You're absolutely right.
All right, so I have cut.
Not sure what I'm at. One, go ahead. 2, 3,
I did it.
6, 7. Yeah, I'm right. Okay, I'm going to make sure my.
I got
All
you,
right.
Victor.
So the first card is the gift you received last year that you can make the most out of this year. And it's interesting you said the Four of Pentacles
Yes, Lena.
you pulled for yourself, but this is the Four of Cups we've got for your first card. And the Four of Cups was taking time out, maybe, stepping back a little bit from things, whether it was social media or other things in your life to really regain more perspective, to really try to find, where you should be placing most of your emphasis now or how.
Yes, this is the gift from last year. And so it is that maybe the Four of Cups represents the idea you took a little time off, not so much because you were resting, but because maybe you had to consider what really was where your North Star was leading you towards. So this was a time of a sense of exploration, not incredibly dramatically focused, but really looking at possibilities as they seem to be flowing into your life.
Now, that being said, some of that might have been born from some discontentment with conditions as they were. And so you're trying to create better space and a better, life for yourself. And that's what's carrying on into this year. So, the gift of the present moment. Well, Boo, this is interesting. It's pairs. Funny that because it's the Two of Cups reversed, and he used pairs. I like that.
Cute.
So I think he's very clever. This person who designed this deck. And by the way, this Numinous Spirit. NuminousSpiritPress.com if you're interested in looking at this person's decks. But anyway, I have to say here that the gift of the present moment is maybe realizing that, there's more comfort right now in aloneness than being partnered with someone. There's more comfort right now in your space and your life.
The present moment?
Yeah.
Uh,
I said there's more comfort in being alone right now in the present
yeah, I
space.
guess that's the vibe I'm getting too, that this is not so much about anti-relationships or
Right.
anti-friends. This is really about enjoying what you can enjoy for yourself on your own terms.
Right.
And chocolate covered pear sounds wonderful. Hi, Ari.
Hi, Ari. I'll get you on the list. Boy, we are filling up now. All right. All right. So we're at 12. Good going, people. Glad you all came out today. All right, card number 3, the gift of your connections with others in the next year. It's interesting. It's another 2. It's the 2 of Swords reversed.
Interesting.
And I get the feeling here the gift of your connections with others is things are moving and shifting around. Maybe you're I don't want to say you're tossing people aside, but maybe, where last year, well, maybe like, okay, the gift of the present moment is not coupling or being really, enjoying your aloneness right now. Maybe you're going to be moving towards more connections as the year goes on. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. Whether it's romantic or whether it's, interpersonal.
What's card 3?
The gift of your connections with others in the next year. I'll let you do the rest of these.
So I kind of get that. This could also be saying too, really, that it's still kind of like, to me, like you're looking at doing some things on your own in a way, but maybe the idea of uh, going from where those influences lie. In other words, like your friends, what they influence you with or what they bring to you that you consider are important, but you really want to, kind of move it on your own in a way. And maybe, there's some drawbacks to that, but maybe you're satisfied. I know I was floundery there.
Well, I was kind of wondering about that because I think it does mean that there is going to be some movement with your connections with others. Maybe it's true that some of them you're just, going to start losing touch with. But I really think more importantly, because of that too there at the present moment, that you're going to be moving in a different direction going forward in the year as the year goes on. I think that maybe connections you're going to move more towards connecting with others in some way.
All right, card 4, the gift that will help you work on, achieve, or move forward on your dreams and goals.
Now, I mixed this deck up really good, and you can kind of see that because we are getting different suits here, but it's another 2 card, Gina. It's the 2 of Pentacles reversed. I know.
Holy moly.
The gift that will help you achieve, okay, the 2 of Pentacles reversed. Clearly, by maintaining order in your universe, okay? The 2 of Pentacles is reversed. If you scatter your energy or you take on too much too much at one time, or you do that thing that I consider the most evil of all, multitasking, you won't get to the goal that you want to. You'll allow other things to interfere. So what will really help you is if you do the opposite of what that card is showing us. You have to focus your energy on trying to organize things. And I think, frankly, you're pretty good at that. Organize things so that you aren't overdoing it and stressing yourself out.
Okay, Victoria. But to me, I think that this could be saying
No, Victoria.
it's 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 really more about maybe paring down a little bit, but it's maybe like focusing in a way that says not so much about not multitasking, but just deciding what is the most pertinent and having to figure that out.
I like that. I like that. I'll give you this, Victoria. Maybe multitasking isn't for everybody. It's not for me. I found that out over time. I used to be a real heavy multitasker. So
Hi, Serene.
card number 5.
The
Oh,
gifts from
Serene,
your
get you on the
spirit
list.
guides and or ancestors. What do they want you to know or keep in mind?
Wow, they want to give you
Hi,
chocolate,
Karen.
Gina. They want to give you chocolate. It's the Emperor.
Oh,
It's really funny. In this deck, he has the Empress being vanilla and the Emperor being chocolate.
ooh.
I know. So again, in a way, your ancestors are backing us up here on this card, right here, that Two of Pentacles reversed. In other words, organize. Feel free to get people to help you with things. Maybe if there are some things around the house that you are working on, for example, that you finally decide are just too much for you. Hey, hire somebody or get some help from somebody that is willing to do the job for you. This is taking control. Your ancestors want you to have a better control on maybe achieving, what you really are going after here, your goals.
Well, the devil wears Prada, but the emperor eats chocolate. And so I feel like this is saying your spirit guides really feel you are there. I mean, they can give you more gifts, but I think they just want you to realize that you have these already. And that maybe, despite what we said about, interactions with people, people still are, of course, important to you. And the wisdom that they may share with you. Or this could be referring to what they give to you too, those dreams or intuitions you might have about people from your past that are gone now.
I like that. So, okay, what's the last one, Mr. O?
The last one, the gift the year will ultimately give to you. What lessons have you learned or what progress or growth will you have achieved by the year's end?
Hey, it's me, Pumpkinhead. It's the King of Swords upright.
Excuse me. You are my cute little pumpkin head.
It's uh it's Mr. O's loving nickname for me, Pumpkinhead, so I couldn't resist. But that is the King of Swords upright, and it's interesting because, the gift this year ultimately gives to you is the fact that you have learned to make really good, clear, decisive decisions for yourself that are in your best interest and are helping you move forward. So I think, whatever might be going on here, for example, with a little bit of things topsy-turvy with achieving your goals, you're going to be able to work them out because you're going to make the right choices. You're going to organize things. You're going to delegate to people who can help you more and really come out on top this year because you're thinking strategically, you're thinking analytically.
Right. I think Banshee nails that. To me, this reading kind of showed the idea that there is a fluidity going on with you between emotional interactions, but also on really trying to see, visualize, and do constructive things towards your goals. And so that is summed up by the King of Swords in a way, too, because the King of Swords really is maybe the court card that closest resembles the emperor or somebody like that, maybe justice even, but the idea of moving forth to be in dominion.
Just really nice reading, you know. You decided to carry in from last year this idea of being able to discern what really you need to do moving forward now. And, you know, just realizing what's good in your life, what's bad in your life, and still maybe doing a little bit of that processing in the year ahead. And then going from a period of maybe, and really staying, I think, in a period of feeling comfortable in your own skins, comfortable living, you know, a solitary life, yet moving back towards some connections with friends or family. I think with that Two of Swords reversed. I don't know if you want to chime in or you want to wait till
No, I'm
I'm.
good.
Also, just this idea of really trying to get sift through the rubble here or the many things that you want to do to really work on and focus on the thing that's most important to you. And that's exactly what your ancestors want you to do. And finally, here, you know, just coming out really on top because you thought it all out, Gina. You thought it all out.
I like the idea of the three twos showing up, even if they're reversed. I sort of feel that counts for something. Twos are about pairings of
Yeah.
energies, either how they do or how they don't work. So this could be talking about the fact that some of the things going on for you will be partnerships, but maybe those partnerships are not exactly human, you know, or based on people so much as maybe other energies or forces.
I like that. And you know what? You got three twos here. So two, two, two. Maybe that's, you know, going to be important to you in this year ahead as well. So, Gina, we toast you. Happy birthday. Mm-hmm.
Mm, yum.
I can't talk now.
I can.
All right. So, good luck with your solar year ahead. Oh, that was so good. So good. So there's my new Magic Pantry deck, and it is fun, as you can see. I really enjoy it.
You're welcome, Gina.
You are very welcome, Gina. All right, let's move on to Jackie, shall we? And you
Right.
are up with your deck. It's a very fun deck. It's really well laid out and thought out, and he has a couple of really clever spreads in there that are based on food or eating, and he tried to pick all healthy foods. He does not have any alcoholic beverages in here, and he explained why, and it's just really well done. So he also made this oracle deck that I'm excited to start using soon, called the Threadbound Oracle, which is in a book. How should I say this? It's in a box that looks like a book, and and it opens like one too. I like that. It's got the ex libris in there and all of that, and it's basically about stories in a way and storytelling, and it's also a divination tool. So it's going to be a lot of fun for me to use. Anyway,
All right, Jackie's question. Did I die by drowning or have a bad experience on water in a past life?
hmm. Well, we'll see what we find out with the tarot. You know, that other deck is good at telling stuff like that, but I don't have the reincarnation deck out
I'm going to
here.
use the Star Spinner Tarot.
All right, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Viddy. Well, I
Hi,
can't give
Vivian.
you a birthday reading today, Viddy. We got to know in advance. So we've already got one scheduled for Thursday because it's also Lena's birthday this week.
Well, happy birthday at any rate.
Yeah, we'll give you a reading today, but I'll tell you what. If next Sunday we can fit you in if you would like a birthday reading. We have to do it a week later, and we apologize for
Yeah,
that.
we're sorry about it.
So many cancers. Who knew?
It's better if we can know in advance, but it still would have been the same way because we always knew we were doing one today. We're also doing one on Thursday's show, but we will do you next Sunday. And there are a little more time involved. We pull more cards, so we do have to only do pretty much one per show.
Hi, Marita.
All right, great. Thank you. Hi, Marita.
All right, I've updated the list. I'm getting it out there.
Alrighty.
Let's get on with it. We're going to be busy today. You ate the second one already? Wow.
It's probably almost time to close the list. Yeah, we're adding you, Marita. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're at 14. We're getting there.
Alrighty, so 3 cards. The first one is the reversed Six of Wands. That's not very victorious.
If you had pulled the Six of Swords reversed, I would have said yes to that.
Don't take the boat. Oh, wait, this is a past life.
Yeah.
Okay, but then we have the upright Ace of Wands. And then we have the upright Seven of Chalices or Cups.
I'm not getting a good beat on this.
I don't know where you are on the list, Kara.
Is Kara not there? Where's me on the list? Uh-oh.
Well, Lena's... Oh,
Oh, okay, wait a minute. I see
screwing up
Kara.
again, eh? Screwing up again.
After Zareen, and did I get Zareen on the list?
It doesn't look
I
like
did
it.
not.
Oh my goodness.
So when did Zareen come in?
Hold the phone, everyone. Can we correct this after the reading?
After Ari. I got it. All right, Zareen and Kara. So we are at 16 now.
Mm-hmm.
One more and that's it. I will close the list. All right.
Ready?
Busy day. Well, I'm not seeing a beat on this as to whether you drowned or untimely unhappy death or a difficult death. Let's see here, though. That's the
Six of Wands.
Six of Wands reversed. Well, I could almost see, and then the Ace of Wands upright, and then
Seven of Cups.
the Seven of Cups upright.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure I'm seeing it. I'm not sure I'm seeing that. I think there's a potential here, and only a slight potential that I'm seeing, that you could have definitely had a death in battle. I'm just feeling that way with the Six of Wands reversed here, that for some reason I'm just picking that up. But I feel here that maybe what the cards are saying is, you know, you probably have had many lifetimes, and it maybe is not picking it up in this reading, but that it is possible. We may have to do a yes, no on that to see.
Oh, you still don't have Zareen on the list.
I don't?
Yeah, we're sorry, Zareen. We'll get you there.
I have it right here. I didn't copy the right one then. Okay. Hold on. You're there, Zareen.
Yeah, we'll have you on the list. Don't worry.
There.
So I don't pick up the exact idea of a drowning, but that first card makes me feel like maybe somebody spit on your grave, you know, like you're the anti-victor or something like that. Actually, I really like what she said, that maybe, you know, you perished in a battle, and it was a battle where, you know, clearly your side was the loser side. So I don't see that exactly. I mean, I think that maybe the Seven of Cups as a watery element
Right.
maybe draws the idea that, you know, you might have had a fascination with the water, but I don't see this one clearly.
Interesting, Jackie. Yeah, I am not really sure.
It's not to say that we know the absolute truth here. Let's look at the Lenormand.
Oh, they're by you.
How did that happen?
Well, I had to move them when we were doing the birthday read.
Oh my goodness, a ghost with a martini glass. I'll have what that's having.
Well, there's
Uh-oh.
the cross
Hmm.
and the key.
I'm
So
more.
there was a death. There, I really think we're onto
Well,
something
everyone
here.
dies, right?
That there was
Republicans say that.
a battle death here. And I'm not sure what the cross indicates. I mean, the cross can indicate a death or a cemetery or grieving, over something. So I'm thinking the key here is that maybe there's some real holdover of grief because of this. I wonder here. I can't rule it out, but maybe this was a battle at sea.
Well, I had another idea too, which was maybe you were buried at sea, whether you actually died by drowning or not. Maybe you were buried at sea.
Maybe.
And maybe that was a choice that you were considering.
Well, the other thing is maybe you were on a ship that went to another shore to do battle. I wonder about that. So maybe the choppy waters might indicate something, that you keep getting about having to navigate, rough seas to get there. I don't know. But I'm feeling this one strongly about battle, especially because of all the fire energy here.
Well, right. The Ace of Wands itself is kind of like sort of victory goal oriented. So this could indicate, some sort of, uh, activity towards acquisition of some sort.
And of course, if you did go to another shore to do battle, it is highly possible they may be buried there dead at sea. I don't know. But interesting read.
You have given us a lot to think about.
And I think here with that cross, I would say that maybe, this has brought you a lot of grief in your life, or it's possible it could also be saying somebody really grieved your loss, somebody you left behind.
Well,
So
right, because maybe, they never had any direct
closure.
closure.
Right. Well, that was interesting, Jackie. Hope that gave you something to think about there.
It's maybe something we should explore from a slightly different angle of some sort.
Yeah, I gotta figure out a way to try to do limited past life readings like this with the tarot. Like we came up with my reading for certain questions, Mr. O, but for past life. I'll have to do some work on that. But Jefferson is up right now, so let's move on to Jefferson.
And I think they want to know what was going on in this next week for them. Is that how they worded it? What's coming next week? Yes. Alrighty.
Okay. And it's my deck. I will use.
Yes, because I'll be doing the. Thank you, Jefferson. Thank you, Victoria.
Well, you've got the Emperor reversed. Is Victoria taken off?
Looks that way.
And she left a question, I think, right? Yes. Okay. Are you getting closer? Okay.
No, it says, what can you see? No, wait.
I'm talking about Victoria's question that she left. Okay.
Closer to your turn? Well, not if you leave.
I'm getting closer to my home. Five of Pentacles reversed. Oh, I love these cards. They're so crazy. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. Upright. Got a Lenormand. Oh, I never turned on the light. The batteries are going on my light. I gotta either charge it up. There.
Our first one is the stars,
The stars.
and then it's the house.
Oh, So this is kind of a mixed bag reading for next week, I have to say. Um, I think that there could be good things. There could be good things happening. Um, you may feel right now that there's a lot of things that you can't seem to get a handle on or get under control with the Emperor reversed in this week ahead. But you can actually, I think you can make it happen. It may seem like at first that things seem insurmountable or difficult to handle in your week ahead with the Emperor reversed, but with the Five of Pentacles reversed, I think it's saying here that it's possible to get it together. It's possible to get it together, recover your whatever it is, recover yourself, get yourself back together, maybe even with the help of others. Maybe if it's something you're working on and you need help with, or if it's something at work that you need some extra help with, it will be there for you. And the eight of Cups sees you ultimately progressing in some way in the week ahead, that things get better, things improve, conditions. It's almost as if it starts off a little chaotic or out of your control, then things settle down, and then all of a sudden you're moving towards something very positive happening.
You're the reading after next, Jasmina.
I'm not going to go in the Lenormand, but I did the three cards.
All right, so Jemison, it seems like the week begins with maybe you feeling like there's nobody on your side. You're not having the support you need, and you're not feeling confident enough about certain decisions or activities you want to direct towards or movements you want to make. And maybe some of this makes you feel like you're really out of sorts with other people around you. That's that five in the middle there. So it could be that you don't feel like you're quite in the mix with things. This could pertain a lot to your workplace.
But it is reversed.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for pointing that out. It still feels to me, though, like there is just combining the two cards a little bit of a struggle exactly getting to where you want to get. And that's what leads me to the Eight of Cups, where maybe you sort of feel you just need to do this more on your own rather than with any influence or participation from others. And I'm getting that from a symbiosis of those two other cards because they do kind of touch on your interactions with others.
Well, that does kind of fly in the face of what I said. So I just want to add that, if you think somebody can help you, seek them out because the Five of Pentacles does indicate help is out there. But maybe, sometimes we go to the wrong people for help. But looking ahead here at the house
And the
and the
star.
stars, you have, I think you will find your comfort level this week. There is hope in pulling everything together and making a good week ahead. I think here that the stars are saying there's hope and there's good things coming, and the home is saying you feel comfortable, you feel safe, you feel secure. This might also be saying, and I don't know if I'm going to steal this from Mr. O or not, that, maybe your best activities or work or things that you can get done are at home this week or from your home base.
Well, I might have gone that way a little bit. I do feel like this is saying this feels like mixing with others, whether it's personally or professionally. And this sort of feels like maybe, you feel like at the end of the day or at the end of this week, you will need to really find your sweet spot, relaxing, etc. So that's what I have.
And let's go to that's okay. You mentioned the Lenormand too. Okay, that's what we have for you. I wish you luck with that. Good luck with that.
All right.
Lena
Good
is
luck.
Lena is up. Thank you. I love this deck. It's hard for me to put it away. I want to get some other decks out, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll put this one away, but I just really like it.
Okay, Lena has asked for spirit love reading.
Okay.
And I would like to use my Olympus tarot for that. And she says for the next 3 months.
Okay. Oops. Oh, wow. Let's see what you get. Hmm.
All right, the first one is the reversed Five of Wands.
Five of Wands. Okay. All right. I think we can.
Then I have the upright Two of Swords. Nope, sorry, Seven of Swords.
Hmm.
Seven of Swords. And that one's upright. And then the upright Knight of Pentacles.
Wow.
So you have the Sun
More than that.
and the bouquet. It's tempting to look at these as the next 3 months, July, August, September,
Do you see something that I see here?
which
Well,
with yours or
not so much with the Five of Wands, but with that Seven of
swords.
Swords and that Page of. Was it the Knight of Pentacles or Page?
It's the Knight of Pentacles.
Yeah.
And I'm struck by the Trojan horse image there.
Well, I'm not. But I think there's a correlation between. Lena, I wonder if you have a secret admirer somewhere.
Oh,
That's what I'm seeing here. I
that's
don't know
nice.
why, but or that there will be one coming into your life. Somebody who's admiring you from the distance. You know, the seven of swords upright is indicating to me somebody is quietly thinking about you maybe, and it's that Knight of Pentacles here. You know, it's somebody who's very practical, somebody who's maybe a little bit slow moving, maybe a little shy, or a little careful about how they take steps as far as relationships go. And so I think here they will be, in these next 3 months considering, should I or shouldn't I? Should I, approach Lena or shouldn't I? And I think that Five of
Wands.
Wands there may be this kind of confusion to me as whether they should engage or not engage. You know?
We have a list situation. SP and Numeria.
We'll add them both and close the list.
All right. You're both
Okay.
on the list, you guys, but we are closing the list now.
It's a very long list, so you're
It's
going to
a
have to
very long list. Be patient.
or leave your question and know you can come back and look at it later.
So to me, Lena, in the idea, thank you, SP. I like what Banshee said. I think there is an idea here about somebody who maybe is not exactly being upright about their feelings or their possible orientation towards moving towards you. I do feel that the Five of Wands reverse may be indicating, and I always go back and forth with this. Sometimes I think it means people are more cooperating in a situation, and sometimes I think they're not really cooperating very well in a situation. So I wonder if that's really what's going on in a way, that maybe um,
Go on.
if I'm right, I sort of feel like this could be July-ish, that July seems to have this idea of people who maybe are bickering, are not, able to quite find common purpose. But then, later it seems like maybe, even though you don't know it, somebody may be, feeling your essence or soul, and maybe their moves will start to really fall into place in September.
I posted the current list. We're reading for Lena right now. Jasmina will be next. But everybody that's on the list now will get a reading. All right. So, oh, what happened here? How did I post Namira's? Unpin. There.
All right, thanks, Jasmina.
Okay. Okay. So I do want to finish with the Lenormand, Lena, and just saying that this looks really positive. You know, this person might be a real gift or bring you joy, and this could have the potential of being a successful relationship. So I really hope this works out for you. Did you do the Lenormand
I
yet?
didn't. And the Lenormand does sort of
My
turn it
goodness.
around. And, I know you've mentioned at least one person who maybe has a long time friendship of some sort or maybe back and forth relationship. I don't necessarily know that this is them, but the idea that there's some sense of comfort here or, splendor means that maybe, whoever it is, things are going to work out in the next few months.
That Seven of Swords just makes me think it's a somebody that's a
A
secret
secret
admirer.
admirer. I like that idea.
So I think you may not know this person yet. They may be coming into your life, or maybe somebody has been admiring you from afar and will finally make a move in the next 3 months. Fingers crossed, Lena. I wish you luck with that.
Good
Good
luck.
luck. Okay, Jasmina wants a general for July. What awaits them? I'll pass these to you.
What awaits you? And remember, we are on Thursday nights too. We tend to be less busy. We don't fill up as quickly as we did here today. You're
One,
welcome, Lena.
but we are getting
It
some
would be
birth
nice, eh?
But we are getting some birthday readings in the next couple of shows, so that will slow us down a little bit because we like to do justice to people's birthdays. All right. And Armando's getting ready, right? Oops, that won't matter. Okay.
You have to give me one moment.
Okay. We want to keep things moving.
I know I'm updating the record so it says that we
Oh,
have
good. Thank you.
830.
The Ace of Cups is reversed. Ah, the Magician is reversed. They're all reversed. So sorry. But, it's not always that
Yeah.
reversals are bad, but these aren't the greatest. I want to remind everybody at this point that Mercury is going retrograde in July. So this may play into why some things aren't necessarily going our way. Um,
What's on your shirt?
oh, what's on my shirt?
Jackie wants to know.
My shirt says, "Are you going to make me use my librarian voice?"
Now, Jamie, you can still see that if you're able to just go to our site and look up Thursday's live stream. It's at the beginning, right after the card for the collective.
Jackie likes it. Well, I think it is fun. I like this one myself. I got it at a library conference. And as a matter of fact, I follow Paula Poundstone, the
Oh,
comedian.
okay.
I follow Paula Poundstone, the comedian, on Twitter. And she's going to the library conference that I used to go to. Go ahead, tell people what it is, Mr. O.
The ALA?
No, that.
Oh, no, I don't have to do that.
Do it.
It's the broom and whip.
Okay, and the next one?
Is
You
the
went from the
lilies.
bottom, I see. Good going. And it's the lilies.
Yes, that's what it
Top
says.
and bottom, remember? Top and bottom.
Well, I guess if you hadn't have, thrust yourself into my reading here, it might have happened that way.
Okay,
That was annoying.
it was. So Paula Poundstone goes to the library conferences. I've seen some of her shows. She's a supporter of libraries, and it's just nice to see she's still going. Still goes and does shows for the librarians. It's a lot of fun. I had such fun going to her shows. Mr. O got to see one.
I did.
All right. So this reading back to Jasmina is kind of sad. Kind of sad indeed. You know, the Ace of Cups reversed here is saying that I just feel like you're not feeling the love this month inside of you. You know, it's not necessarily anything that's happening externally. I mean, it could be because there's some stuff here, but I almost feel this is a little bit maybe separate from the rest of it. That something's making you feel a little bit blue and maybe a little bit standoffish from others in this month ahead.
Something that you thought was going to be starting and would bring you some great joy or make you feel really good, it's just not working out. It could have been a human relationship, but it could have also been an activity or a thing you really wanted to do or you really like doing. And for some reason, it's just not getting off the ground. There may be a delay to it. It's always possible it might happen, but right now it doesn't seem certain.
So we've given you two ideas here that I think are going to be affecting you. And I think Mr. O's idea does fly into the very next card, which I'm going to talk about here. So something didn't get off the ground because maybe you didn't put enough will or put enough of yourself, your skills, your talents, or whatever was needed into it to get it off the ground. So I do think we're talking about two different things here, that something is going to be affecting you emotionally. You're just not going to feel up to being around people or feeling close to people. And Mr. O is saying something here that you were passionate about is not getting off the ground, and I feel that's why.
Well, I didn't use the word passionate, and I like what you're saying there, Jasmina.
Mm-hmm.
The magician reverse, though, does maybe indicate what some of those foibles are, that maybe you feel it's not the best way you can use your skills, your talents, and
Good
so you
one.
don't feel really good with that.
Good one. Right. So that's the way maybe that can apply, is you really want to leave because you feel your talents are being underused or not utilized properly. Or it's possible too, you're just going along there and not really putting yourself into your work anymore.
Well, what you said there just now, Jasmina, could be that last card.
Yeah.
The Emperor reverse could indicate kind of an unruly environment or an ambiance that sort of has people not functioning well.
Right. The Emperor reversed is about disorganization or people, not being able to, how do I want to say this? Shoot, I lost my thought. I lost my thought, Mr. O. Well, disorganization or people just not being cooperative in doing their part. And that goes for management too. Maybe you feel somebody who is in control here is letting things get out of control.
And that could also be a rub off with the magician too, reverse, because that could have very similar qualities. So all of these kind of combine to maybe tell us what you're saying about your job experience is not very happy for you right now.
No, and the Lenormand kind of, to me, goes that way too. The whip or the broom says that something is eating away at your core here, at who you really are. You kind of feel like you're in a vulnerable position, and that's still going on this month. So all I can tell you, for better or worse, you really do probably try to need to figure out and keep applying for other jobs. Keep doing what you can to move on if there's no way to rectify this situation. Because what I see happening here, for the most part, is more of the same. And it's affecting you in your personal life as well, because it's affecting how you are relating to others in this month ahead. And you know what? When our jobs and careers become that toxic, it really is time to move on and do something about it.
I'm sorry about that, Nicole, and thank you for saying hi to us. As you indicate, we're not going to get able to add you today, but I appreciate the update. I really do. Thank you. Sorry about that with Keith.
Ah, yeah, I'm sorry too. Hopefully we can see you on Thursday. If you can make it on Thursday night, we're a lot less busy.
So, Jasmina, my take on these two Lenormands over here, I sort of feel like this does indicate that you thought or you were hoping for a situation where you could grow in a natural way, evolve, find your potential. But now you may feel you have to move more quickly or more dramatically to get that result. And of course, that may only add to, some sense of the unhappiness or the anxiety that you might be feeling there. So it's not a good way to end that, but it is saying that you really do have the sense of trying to improve on your mind to evolve or to grow forward.
Yes, Nicole. It's at
Yes.
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, and the earlier you get there, the more likely you'll get a reading and be on the list. The thing is, sometimes we've closed the show early because we don't get enough readings. So, that's what happens. All right. That's what we have for you, Jasmine. I wish I had better news, but I'd say your focus in July is to keep trying, keep looking to the future, and keep thinking at some point you're going to be able to move on. And just keep trying and focusing on a better future. Good luck with that.
Good luck.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, you're
All right.
welcome.
So we are on. I think I got it right. Let me see.
Christine.
Oh, no, I don't. It's Christine. I thought I'd updated it, but apparently not. Right. Christine is up. Hi, Christine. There
What
we
is
go.
coming up for me in regard to career or job opportunities this summer
This summer?
already?
Okay. Career or job. That's your deck. I know what happens. Sometimes I update this and I don't copy it. Okay.
I'm using the New Era Elements Tarot.
All right. Awesome, Nicole. And good to see you again.
Right, and I really am sorry about what was going on with Keith. It's funny because it did seem like in the beginning things were better there, so sorry about that.
Yeah, it's no fun being somebody's personal ATM machine, that's for darn sure. Especially when they just don't do, when they don't value that and, pay it forward back to you in some way.
Okay, just going to look at Christine's question one more time.
Okay.
All right.
It's
Current
about
up.
job, career prospects, right?
Right for this month. So the Son of Air is basically the Page of Swords, and it's upright. So that's pretty nice.
That's nice.
And this is the Two of Pentacles upright.
This summer. Okay, I thought it was summer.
Our reverse card is the Fool.
Page of Air,
Two of Earth
Two of
or
Earth.
Pentacles.
And the last one again?
The Fool.
The Four
Reverse.
reversed. Gotcha. Well,
In the garden.
is a stork.
Wow, talk about opportunities. Hey, something's going to happen maybe.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, so Page of Swords
I like that.
says, if nothing else, you are very poised to be taking advantage of or looking into opportunities. There's a sense of timing and function and an ability to maybe react quickly without overreacting to challenges. So I like that. The page always, all the pages talk about messages or things that are beginning formulation. So it seems that idea of looking or finding is there because it's swords too, and swords are about trying to find and accomplish goals.
Swords are about well, the Page of Swords is about communication. And so I think here, you're going to be finding a lot of well, not a lot, but you'll be finding jobs to apply for. And I believe here, this might be indicating to me that you will find some things that you will be communicating more. So, in other words, having interviews, whether they're phone interviews or whatnot, you will be communicating with others, with job prospects. And the Two of Pentacles, I'll move on to that one and stop. The Two of Pentacles upright indicates take a balanced approach to this. Just don't just settle, obviously, and try your best to find something that's really going to be a good fit for you. That's what I'm seeing here. And maybe what that's saying is it's possible that one of these prospects might turn out to be that good fit for you.
Now, it is the Two of Pentacles, and I like what
Yeah.
Banshee said, but the a keyword on the card says change, but it looks like it's still a balance between maybe a fall season and a spring season or something of that sort. So I'm thinking the idea of change is also about understanding or accepting all of your resources and possibilities and realizing where the path will lead you to. So I like that too, in the sense that being that balanced allows you to have that perspective, Christine, to see how you want to focus on, moving these changes ahead or moving ahead with them.
And finally, with the Fool reversed, this is saying don't do anything risky. Don't do anything that, could set you back. Again, that's kind of why I said make sure the job is really a good fit for you. Don't take chances on something that is not. That I think is the admonition of the Fool reversed here, but let's see what he says.
Well, I'm going to go with a brighter idea saying that, unexpected possibilities or unexpected things that could happen are covered by the sense of the Fool reversed. And this could just be saying that maybe one thing leads to another, that maybe something that doesn't quite work out gives you still a sense of where else you can go. Like maybe somebody says, well, I realize this didn't work out, but maybe you should consider this. I just sort of feel like this is adding a mystery element that maybe would still be fruitful in some way or will prove fruitful.
Keep on networking, even in your social arena. Maybe there's somebody who could offer you a job there. So just keep on networking, looking for opportunities, because the stork is here, and the stork is the promise of a new beginning. So I do have a feeling that you might find that job that could be a perfect fit for you by the end of the summer.
I like the Lenormand too here because the stork is about beginning things, and they're almost always indicated to be good. And with the garden, well, that says maybe it's something public service, not private center, but maybe more public service oriented. So maybe it's something working in a municipality or somewhere where you have more um, of a venue in the public.
That's what we have for you, Christine. Good luck with that.
Good luck.
Interesting read. Nice read.
That was pretty nice. I hope you liked it.
All right, we are on Libra. What did Libra have for us?
Let's smear the tongue.
I thought they came. Oh, there they are. What's coming towards me? Okay. Let's do my reading on that.
Alrighty.
Deck. I think Gina probably is off celebrating her birthday, but you know what? The reason I chose the Magic Pantry as one of my other choices, because I looked at it as like, let's see what's cooking for Gina in the year ahead.
Well, we know personally that Gina does some cooking. It's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
baking,
We have been the
and
recipient.
we are a very grateful recipient of some of
Yes.
Gina's baked
Delights.
goods.
She has a magic pantry. All right. Okay, so what is coming towards you? It's the Hierophant reversed. Hey, letting that hair down, Libra.
We're joining a commune and going to hang out with all the hip people.
The hippie, I'm using the hippie deck, and you kind of got the hippie card here in a way, because this is a card of a radical, this is a card of a free thinker, this is a card of a rebel. This is the card of somebody who wants to do things differently, somebody who is either looking for alternative ways to have fun, to handle their relationships or handle certain situations in their life, thinking outside the box. All of this kind of stuff is called for here.
On the other hand, though, it could be about the idea that a situation approaches or comes to you that challenges your idea of conventionality in some way, that maybe something forces you to look at something out of the box. I guess that's what you're saying too, in a way, but it's not you doing it so much as the situation kind of provoking that in you.
So, why is all this important? Whoopsie. Well, I got the magician up right here. Why is that important? Because thinking outside the box, thinking differently, doing things differently, whether for fun or business, business or pleasure, will be successful. You will manifest what you want. You will get something you desire by doing so.
The idea of being asked to or making yourself view a non-traditional way of resolving a situation or a problem or a challenge puts you really in a very powerful spot. It also helps you in terms of your own sense of yourself, your self-esteem, your confidence in yourself, your ability to affect your will and make changes.
So, where are things headed, though? It's the Knight of Swords
Don't
reversed.
get drunk with power, Libra. The Knight of Swords could be somebody that rushes headlong into something, feels overconfident or over entitled to something. So, this is just a warning to still approach things with some sense of wisdom that the magician themselves would employ.
Some sense of wisdom, some sense of caution. So, in other words, you might want to do some crazy stuff, but don't throw caution to the wind, because this night he can move really fast and furious and he can take chances and cut corners. So you don't want to do that because that's what it looks like where things are headed. But of course, forewarned is forearmed, right? Now you know this. So it's okay to think differently, but make sure you do it in a responsible manner.
Here's your Lenormand. There's a ship, pretty ship, sailing away.
Sail away, sail away, sail
But there's a
away.
tower. So the ship is sailing away from the tower, or the tower influences that. Maybe this is the sense of saying that where you have to go with all of this, you may have to go more alone than you think. Or it could also mean, too, that maybe you might need some other help that maybe falls under the arena of institutional or an organization that maybe would help you make this move.
Well, I almost think that whatever you're doing, did you mention this? Maybe I'm repeating you, but if whatever you're doing, because I was kind of lost in thought, you may be moving and doing this on your own because the tower can be about solitary aloneness as well as an institution or something. It may be too that maybe you are seeking help from some other outside institution to pull off this unusual, unorthodox idea you may have. But I'm really feeling here this may be something where you're going it alone. That's what I'm thinking. You're moving forward on this alone.
Yeah, I covered that too. But so I think that's what it
Yeah, that's
is.
it. That's what we have for you.
All right, Libra, good luck.
Good luck with that. We're on Victoria.
Victoria, who has left a question. Is she next? What was it? Is it coming
I'll
soon?
find it.
Something like that?
Almost there.
I left my question. Okay, it's am I getting closer?
Yep. I left my question. There it is. Hold on. I have to run multitasking. Leaving my question for you, please. Am I getting closer? Okay, it is. It was repeated twice. Okay.
Well, without knowing what,
Well, I think I know.
I know,
I'm
I'm
pretty
teasing,
sure
I'm
it's
teasing.
job, career, or success.
All
Let's
right,
take
so
a
I'm going to
look.
use a newer deck of mine. I don't think it's a brand new deck, but I like this deck. It's whimsical and maybe a little bit
And one of the other things
different.
Victoria wants to get closer to is her goal of having a tiny house in the woods somewhere.
Where she can cast spells and make poison from people who deserve it.
I didn't think that was part of it, but it sounds like you actually, Mr. O, but you wouldn't want the tiny
Leave me
house.
alone. I've got a cauldron to stir.
I don't think you want the tiny house though somehow.
If I had a tiny amount of things, I would.
All right.
So I'm using the Tarot of the Sacred Forest, or the Magic Forest, the Magical Forest. That's what it is. I have another deck called the Sacred Forest, but this is the magical one. Probably going to have to use them together sometime. Okay, great. Our best email, as you may know, is TFT Tarot for Today, one word, at Gmail. And we appreciate that. Of course, we take an interest in that stuff. Thank you.
There it is.
There it is. Alrighty. Yes, we would absolutely like to know. And we'll even comment back to you. Okay, so Victoria asks if they are getting closer. And the first card is the reversed Nine of
That's
Swords.
nice stuff.
That's very nice, I think. Thank you, Dr. Victor. We will get to that too. Appreciate you leaving that. The upright King of Cups. Nice too. Maybe that's Mr. Right. I don't know. Well, you do ask about that.
She does.
And then it's the Queen of Pentacles, and that one's upright.
Wow.
So
I'm liking this, but
I'm
let's get
liking
the
this too.
Lenormand out here because look, there she is.
That ain't no way to treat a lady. It's the woman. And the lilies. Uh-oh.
This is all pretty positive.
I'm kidding.
This really is.
Yes,
The
it
Nine
is.
of Swords reversed is, maybe pretty soon you're going to be able to start putting some of your fears and anxieties behind you. They're not going to have power over you anymore. And also, maybe that's because your fortunes are about to change. But either way, if you've been living in a very anxious state, I think that, that's about to change. What do you got?
Well, another thing I look at is that, a lot of times when we think about what bothers us, what scares us, what makes us wake up in the night, some of those things are true. They may be blown out of proportion, and some of those things maybe are more true in our mind and fear is taken over. So I think this card could also be saying that those things that maybe you're over imagining or overthinking their potential harm, those too will alleviate themselves from you.
And I think here, this is interesting to me. I don't want to get your hopes up too much, but I feel here with the king, with these next two cards, I want to kind of combine them together, the king and the queen, that to me, it seems as though you're going to really feel good about your financial security going forward, which to me means that maybe you are going to find some work or find more income coming in. Maybe it's something you're doing right now. I mean, I know that what you're doing for some of your side stuff, you're not expecting a lot of success from, but you never know. It might help you through rough times. But the other thing is that the King of Cups to me made me think in my mind that maybe you're going to find some way to generate income in an area that either has to do with the emotions in some way, which makes me think, could you actually get a job, land a job, working for some.
Hi, Nancy. Thank you for subscribing.
Oh, Nancy Giovinazzo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. We wish we could fit you in today, but we are so booked for
Yeah, we
readings.
have more than enough readings for the rest of the
But
time
if
we have.
you come back on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're bound to get in for a reading. And check out our other content. Come to our happy hour. That's another one. But let's do this reading and we can fill you in a little bit more when
All
we're
right.
done.
So when
Do
I
you get
think,
what I'm thinking here? I think this might relate to some job. I think you're going to find possibly a job that's going to make you feel very happy and it's going to make you feel a little bit more financially secure. I'm just going to go out on a limb.
okay, well, some ways of looking at the King of Cups represents a person, not necessarily a man or a woman in this instance or context, but somebody who's very altruistic, who's very giving. And so this could be somebody who looks at you and realizes they want to help you.
Oh,
So maybe that is what takes us into the idea of finding either employment or an income through some means of some sort.
I
Uh,
can't rule out what he's saying there. I think that's pretty good too. Yeah.
right. I mean, that's the King of Cups. They're a
Yeah.
person who's kind. And so this could be yourself realizing to be kind to yourself, you have to do certain things to make yourself move into the income level because that's what you're hoping for. Are you next? Did you go through the Lenormand?
No.
Okay.
Do you want
So
me
I
to?
think I more or less covered both of
Yeah,
those. Yeah.
so did I. I really, I'm emphasizing the employment because I kind of see it here. I know, that's been on your mind a lot, right? Fears and anxieties. And I'm hoping something is going to happen here because you were asking, are you getting closer? I think, yes, you are getting closer to something. And that something is going to kind of provide a metamorphosis for you in a way. I feel the lilies here is like this is going to mature you in a lot of ways. This is going to give you something really that could even be maybe have a bit of longevity attached to it. In other words, it's not something that's here today and gone tomorrow.
Well, Victoria, I think the lilies and the woman is a real clear idea that this is going to be a growthful period for you, and that you will find there are more things happening for you than maybe against you. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm always going to look at it in that kind of context. The lilies really is growth and evolution. And so this could also be talking about you as a spiritual person too, that what you learn or what you realize soon, really completes you in a way
When
too.
I said metamorphosis, though, that's what I was thinking, though, is actually what he said, evolution. You're going to evolve. And this might be the lilies can also be about longevity of oftentimes. So this might have some lasting implications for you. I wish you luck with
I
that.
want to thank people. We are now up to 832 subscribers.
Wow, we got
So I'm
even
very,
more.
very
We were at
happy. Thank you
8:30
so
when we
much.
started the show.
I know.
So thanks to everybody who is subscribing. We so appreciate this. We're marching towards 1,000. That's always been our goal,
We're
and we
not
keep
marching, we're
hitting
kind
that.
of crawling there, but it's okay.
Oh man, it's been a beautiful journey. It really has. I want to thank everybody. And I want to remind all the new subscribers that, we do have two shows, live shows like this where we will answer any question. Try to get there early. You're more likely to get a reading. And Thursday nights have been slower, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our happy hour show, 10 a.m. Saturdays are also a show where we do live readings, but we only do a single card and give you a positive message for your week ahead. But you can join us for that show and get uplifted for your week ahead. Okay, so
Alrighty.
on with it. That's what we have for you. Good
All right,
luck,
Victoria, good
Victoria.
luck. I know you're off
Happy
at the gym or
shopping.
wherever you are,
And we
but
are on Jamie's Cowboys is up.
Jamie's, hey, Jamie's.
All right. Did we get a
I
question?
don't remember.
Going to look.
Excuse me. Excuse me again. Jamie's, did we get a question from you?
I think they mentioned they missed Thursday because they were
I know
out.
they did mention that. Yep.
I
If you're
don't.
here, now's the time. Throw us a question. Hi, Mysterious Queen, and hi, Garima. But guess what? We have closed our list. We can't. We have more than enough readings for the rest of our time. We're going to go overtime.
We're going
So,
to have a number of birthday readings coming up, and they take more time. Thursday and Sunday, we have one scheduled for next week. So you have to get here early. It's the only way you're going to get in. So I wish you
yeah,
guys luck with that.
it was less than an hour before we ended up closing the list today. So we're sorry, guys. And there's Jamie's question right at the bottom there. Thank you, Jamie's.
Thanks, Jamie. And yeah, we did do your birthday reading on Thursday, Jamie. I hope
Yeah,
you'll go
so
back and see it.
if you can't find your way there, let me know and I'll send you the link.
A
Thanks,
new
Mysterious
person that
Queen.
showed
Thanks for
up in my face
understanding, you
chat.
guys.
Guess who I think it is.
We wish we could
Okay.
do this forever, but we would get too tired.
Did I pull those? I did. So it's my deck. This one.
Alrighty, thank you.
Well, let's see if you can get a beat on who it is by the cards we draw for you here.
Yeah, we can maybe possibly indicate some things about such people. And for those times where me and her get snotty with each other, I have indicated a new little button. Stand by for bickering.
I'm glad we can barely see that.
I know. I'll make it darker some other time. You're welcome.
Okay, well, you have the Four of Swords reversed. You have the Hermit upright. No red flags here per se. You have the Eight of Pentacles upright.
Yeah.
And what do you have for the Leonard?
Let me do it.
I would just start to say that the Four of Swords says this person moving in has a lot of energy to share.
House. Stork.
Store. Oh,
Hmm.
I don't know if you know this person. I mean, you say you're wondering if it's who you think it is, which means to me you think you know them and that they're maybe coming in as a different identity. I'm not so sure. I feel like there's a lot of energy coming off this person, and it's really positive. Sometimes it can be chaotic, I will say that, but it's nothing really bad. It's nothing really bad. Go ahead. I think we should take this one
Well,
card
it's
at a
kind of
time.
interesting because I see something like sort of maybe cagey about them in a way.
Do you?
Like the Four of Swords reversed, okay, they're coming back from having been away. And then the next card is the Hermit, a card of somebody who's been away. So is this somebody that maybe you do know, but maybe they've been out of action or not in connection with you? I'm just wondering.
Oh boy.
You're
Well,
welcome, Christine.
I have to say here that I didn't think about that.
Well, do you think I'm right?
I don't know because that Lenormand points
Thank
to
you.
something totally new. And so I
And
can't.
I didn't even get to the last card, nor did I say much about the
So,
Hermit.
I mean, so I don't know. I was looking at this completely differently, but I can't. Now you've got me thinking
Well,
because
and
there's a
maybe
truth.
maybe this is the basic personality is that this is a person who you may know if you know them as more of a hermit type person. Maybe they like to be alone because they're broody, whatever.
I guess I'm going to change my mind here. I'm going to change my mind here, but not sure why. Anyway, I understand this card, and he's right. Sometimes the Four of Swords is talking about being, when it's upright, it's about somebody being ill and somebody being away because they've been ill or they need to recoup their energy or strength, and now they're back. And so I guess this could mean somebody coming back. So I can't rule that out. And when you said the hermit here, it's somebody who's maybe been quietly isolating themselves for a while, but they've decided to resurface. And so, but none of these cards are bad cards. That's my point I'm trying to say here. So, whoever this person is, I'm not sure they mean harm because I don't see any here. They're trying to work to getting back into your circle. And when I look at this Lenormand, I'm going to go here. When I look at the Lenormand, I feel this is they want a new beginning because now I'm thinking it's somebody coming back. They're hoping for a new beginning and that you'll feel more comfortable about them.
Right, and that opens up a lot of things. This is somebody that maybe you were kind of really close to. Is that what that means? Maybe, but not so likely necessarily. I want to get back over to the Eight of Pentacles because I realize that if this is a person who maybe is reappearing, not only do they want to get closer to you, but I think they have some business to do in general. It may pertain to you, but I get the feeling like they have a mission of some sort. They're trying to do something. And I don't know if they're trying to do that through the chats where you're encountering them, but it just feels like they have a mission. Is that mission to get closer to you and become more comfortable with you? Thank
Just
you,
let me
Christine.
go. Okay. Yeah,
Don't
that's
worry
what
about
I
it.
have
I
to
know it's your
say.
most recent question, Ari.
She says she's going to post it.
Yes, I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying I'm not going to get confused
Okay.
about the previous question.
Put the bickering
Read
thing
the
up.
chat.
The bickering
Read the
thing up.
chat.
I did. That's why I responded. And if I was in the process of responding, you didn't have to. Okay. And you're welcome, Christine.
You're welcome,
Every
Christine.
so often, I can get a few words into the chat. Okay? Is that okay? Jeebus. Without interrupting you. I didn't want to interrupt you going on here. I thought I was being kind. Okay.
We're too quiet, aren't we? I like looking at that.
Okay,
Yeah, don't worry about that, Ari. Just post it. We'll know it's those.
make it neon pink.
I'll
Pink
make
like
you neon
me.
pink. Okay, so were we done?
We are done. You did the Lenormand. That's what
Right.
we have for you. I
My
don't know what to
books were
say, but I do think if
flaky
you
today.
think
Hi,
you know
Sam.
who it is, then maybe you're right. Or it's somebody else. But it's somebody I think maybe that is coming back. However,
Okay, so we are on Siama. After that is Dr. Victor, Ari, and then Zareen, Carrie,
no,
Eddie,
Serene, you're not
and
up yet.
others.
We're moving along as best we can.
No wonder we're tired all the time.
Whoopsie.
Is it my deck?
I swear I copied that right. Man. All right, Siama, you are up.
I think you wanted a general reading.
We're getting closer, Zareen, but we are not there yet. All right.
We couldn't go faster if our life depended on it. Yep, Siama wants a general reading. Thank you.
Gotcha.
I got to use one I haven't used in a little while. It's the Ancestral Path Tarot. It's a nice deck I like. It's an older one for me. Over 25 years, I'm pretty sure.
Hey, you're welcome, Jamies. I hope
I hope that made
it may
sense.
be the person you are thinking of, or it may be somebody else, but it does sound like somebody coming back.
No, you did not lose your turn. We just didn't get up to you yet, Zareen. If you posted a question, you'll be fine because we have it then. All right, so this is for Siam. It's a general reading. And our first card is the Upright High Priestess. I'm sorry. The next card is the Five of Wands, which is also upright. And then the final card, also upright, Six of Cups. So not too bad, perhaps. And the moon is also in the air here.
Along with
And a man. Uh-oh, that combination can only mean one thing.
one would
Perhaps.
think, one would think.
Perhaps.
I'm kind of almost, what's that last card?
Six of Cups.
Wow, I don't know what this could mean, Siama. Five of staves, five of wands. Hmm. Well, the high priestess. I don't know. And I don't know why, but I want to combine the high priestess with the Six of Cups here for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm thinking that somebody from your past has been thinking of you, Siama. I don't know if this is a
That's what
love
I'm feeling too.
I don't know if this is a love interest or not. But I get the feeling that those two combinations fit together there, that somebody is thinking of you and maybe in a romantic way here, because I'm also thinking it's somebody maybe either you had a relationship with in your past or somebody who's maybe sorry they didn't hook up with you in the past.
The high priestess may indicate that you've been thinking about them or you've been intuiting something about them, or
So
possibly
you're
they
going
are,
the other way. Okay, that's
or
cool.
possibly the other way too. I mean, I could see it going both ways or being both. The Five of Wands, I think in this context, suggests that maybe there was friendly rivalry or association between you that you'll realize, or that this is coming up because this is a general reading for you. You are intuiting, or he is intuiting something about getting in touch with you, and maybe somebody is wondering if this muddies the waters at all, if this causes Maybe you're wondering this, will this cause more conflict or more, busyness in your life?
You know what I'm thinking of when I see the Five of Wands? Engagement. And when I say engagement, that means communication, dialogue with each other, engaging with one another. And so I'm feeling here somebody is thinking of re engaging with you. And it's somebody from your past. And it could be a former lover, it could be that, or it could be somebody either you've done business with before, or because the moon is that kind of card. The moon is a kind of card that could mean success in business or success in romance. I'm feeling kind of the tug romantically here, but I
Me
can't
too.
rule out that it could be a business connection of some sort, that maybe somebody wouldn't mind working or collaborating with you
Is
on
this
something.
is this somebody who maybe is gonna move from the friend zone to something more
It
romantic?
could
Because
be.
maybe that's why they've been thinking about you and are coming back, to you, or they're from your past, is because now they want to maybe change the dynamic with you. So I think that's what the general reading is that you can expect a friend of some sort to re-engage with you maybe, and it could lead to an emotional relationship.
It's an interesting read, Siama. So that's what we have for you.
Good luck.
Good luck with that. And we are on Dr. V now.
Oh, okay. Already? Wow.
Yep,
We're moving along then.
we are trying.
Yes. All right, so Dr. Victor's question is a general reading for the second half of this year. And of course, we're right at that point. From July till December is the next 6 months.
Okay, for the second half of the year, let's see. Do I have them all? Yes, I do. Aw. Well, you've got the Two of Saucers upright, the Two of Cups. You've got the Three of Pentacles upright, the Three of Mushrooms in this deck.
These are pretty nice
Yeah,
so
this is
far.
a very nice reading, Dr. V. And you have the Seven of Saucers upright, which is the Seven of Cups. Wow. You're going to make some connections, whether it's for work or pleasure, Dr. V. We'll talk about that. Hmm. And this is for the half of the year.
Right, from July to December. All right, so the child appears in the Lenormand as well as the scythe. And the scythe clearly points away from the child.
Hmm. All right, we'll talk about that. But let's take a look at these three cards
Two of
first. They are
Cups.
incredibly positive. I think here the Two of Cups is indicating a partnering or a connection being made between you and something desirable to you, whether it's a person in a romantic relationship or it's a business that you really wanted to connect with, a job, something new, because I know, you've been thinking about that as well. So, one way or another, a connection is coming, okay? It's very positive and happy.
To me, it feels more likely it's one of your personal connections, but I won't rule out what Banshee said. Something about whatever it is feels like you really harmonize to it. You really feel this thing is trustworthy. If you like it for certain reasons, you feel those are the right reasons. You feel like it really feels good, whether it's a person or some other situation.
And the reason I'm kind of leaning, I mean, I see the romance here, but I'm kind of leaning towards business is maybe because of the middle card here. But either way, whether it's business or pleasure, you and this person seem to work together, or the situation, this job, seem to fit together really well. You know, you work together well, you harmonize, you seem to be on the same page, right?
So this makes me take it maybe towards the more business end of things because the Three of Pentacles is about some sense of manifestation, about something being created, no matter who is actually in charge or whether it's totally collaborative or anything in between that. So this card could be saying, Dr. Victor, that the person or thing you're harmonizing with has the potential to take you somewhere materially, whether it's a new project, whether it's a new job, whether it's just anything that possibly enhances material things in your life, income, personal sense of security. So I think that's good.
Um,
The Seven of Cups,
and
right?
I think that whatever this is, well, I'm not even sure it necessarily relates to this. I think this is coming. I'm feeling the Seven of Cups to me is indicating in this next 6 month period going forward, you have a lot of options that are going to be you to consider. You're going to have a lot of choices and things coming to consider.
This is in a way about being part of a team too. And this is about being in a partnership.
Mhm.
And these things, a partnership that maybe becomes a team that finds lots of options or potentials.
Well, I can see how they do fit together, but I just have a feeling
It could be
what
separate.
this is saying is that you have a lot of options going forward. So to me, it sounds like these options are going to lead to you finding something really valuable to you, something really precious that you will love. You know, that whether it's a job or something in your personal life, something's connecting. Absolutely.
The child could indicate that, of course, you're moving more like a child would, more slowly, but maybe not necessarily unassuredly. And then the scythe turned away from it may be indicating that restrictions or limitations affecting your movement may also fall away during the 6 months.
I'm sorry, Holly.
Oh, sorry,
We've been
Holly.
incredibly
We've been
busy
very
on
busy.
Sundays, but also this month because we have a number of birthday readings we're
Yeah.
doing and they take a little more time. So if you want to come Thursday nights, 7 p.m.
I'd
Eastern
like to come.
Standard Time, we are a little bit more open. We've had to close those shows early because we didn't have enough people to read for.
Yeah, you're the third or fourth person we've had to turn away now.
Yeah. So it's been a real bit, and we're full up. We have our maximum that we can read
We're going to
for.
go over 4 o'clock that time period. But even
I'm
if you
sorry.
can't,
Get here early on Sundays if you can.
well, if there's any way you can just send us a question ahead of time, we would do that question for Thursday night.
Send it to our email, and then you could check back later.
Yeah,
I'd be happy to
yeah.
do that for you. Let me type the
She's going to
email in
post the
again.
email.
Oh, wait, I can't right now. Well, yes, I can actually. I'm going to post the list that's coming up after Dr. V.
All right.
Uh,
Alrighty then. So that was you, Dr. V. I hope that was helpful.
I didn't mention the child in that
Oh,
yet.
okay.
And so, what I wanted to say for Dr. V before we move on to Ari is that I kind of feel here that the child is here. I'm kind of taking these separately because I think the child is here to say that whatever is developing here for you might take a little bit of time during the 6 month cycle to gel. Like maybe you're going to be presented with a lot of options, but the right connection is going to come a little bit later down the road this year. And so that's why the child is here. And the sixth is here because it's saying you will choose wisely. You will cut through the chase, all these options, and choose what's right for you.
I like it.
So it sounds good. It sounds good all the way around. Good luck with that,
All
Dr.
right.
V.
Good luck, Dr. Victor.
All right, Ari.
Hi, Ari. And boy, you're doing a stream of consciousness over there.
You know, we can't control what people do. And I'm just going to say social media is like that. And to be fair to the person, there is a lot of fakery out there. But why he chose to do that to you when you were being sincere, I'm sure you didn't send him like, a fake photo. But, there's a lot of that out there. We know somebody who was, and this is even years ago, we know somebody who was conned and ended up with somebody who was really
Oh,
bad
you must be
news for them.
referring to S.
Yes, I am. And but she thought that they were going to be the bee's knees, but they were a horrible person all the way around, and they
He
were
lied to her
nothing
about
like the photo
everything.
that they sent. And they had a lot of health
He
problems.
lied to her about everything.
They lied about everything, so it's out there. But why did they do that to you? Let's check it out. And man, that was years ago before a lot of these social
Right, it
medias
was the late
or these
90s,
social
and the
romance
internet
sites
was
came
still
up.
doing email on dial-up in a lot of cases.
Yeah, I mean, it was just so odd, but really pathetic.
I
Yeah,
know, Ari, and that's what you Aries like to do. You like people to be able to control themselves. That's a reasonable expectation. I get that.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
expecting too much of some people, though.
Well, you are getting the short end. I feel bad for you.
So we're basically trying to figure out if he really thinks you're fake or why he thinks you're fake or
What?
yeah, okay, why he did all those things. Okay, that's cool. I just want to get a sense of your questionnaire. So our first one is the Seven of Wands reversed. Another reversal, Ten of Cups reversed.
Wow.
Okay, well, this is about him, so I have an idea what that could mean. And then it's the reversed Three of Pentacles.
Well, this is so upbeat compared to that,
So
but
they were all reversed, as
yeah.
you often note, Ari. The tree,
But it may explain something about them
the
anyway.
sun, it does. I think it does.
Well, I'm talking about the
Oh,
Lenormand
okay.
because so this I was interesting when he first said seven and was stammering and didn't get to the point. I was wondering if it was going to be the Seven of Swords because that's about truth or lies. But the Seven of Wands kind of paints a picture to me that he felt what's the word? What's the word I'm thinking of? Oh man. He felt, well, let me just try to beat around the bush. Maybe I'll get there. This is a card where somebody feels that they don't have the upper hand. He feels that you were too much for them. In other words, that they couldn't handle you. So, in other words, he's bringing you down by saying, oh, you must be fake. In other words, you were too good, or maybe he felt you were too much for them to handle. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Maybe too much better for him. Too much superior to him.
Well, it is sort of a sense of backing down, which is what we know he did.
And
Is he
that was
doing
the
it
way he backed out.
because he felt you were the superior force?
That's it. Right. That you were superior to him.
Right. In other words, this could be extrapolated as saying he knew he didn't have a chance of fooling you, that you were probably going to be smarter than him. So he wanted to take some shots at you to kind of level the playing field.
Not just that, to just fluff you off, say, to get rid of you, right? Okay, you're just fake. Well, who would want to, go back to
Okay.
somebody who's going to treat you like that?
Well, yes, he's obviously a Taurus because the Ten of Cups reverse maybe indicates he's had a bad family life or bad background. He didn't feel happiness. I'm just going to say that I feel that from this card as I was thinking about him from your point of view with the question.
Well, I don't know why that would mean he's a Taurus. Or are you saying from
No, I think it means why he treated you that way
got it?
because he's acting out. He's bitter. He's taking out on women. Maybe he's got a problem with women to some degree.
Okay, so the Ten of Cups reversed indicates to me that he just didn't see anything good, any good happy ending coming out of this with you. In other words, maybe he couldn't control you the way he likes to control women. You know, I get the feeling he just didn't feel this match would work for him. So he found the best way to cut you off quickly.
I'm getting back to the Taurus thing because it reminds me of a couple of Taurus men I know who were in long time relationships, somewhat got divorced, whatever. And then every woman they dated after that, they really kind of treated crappily. And I felt like some of that was like getting even with all women because of their woman who did them wrong or that they felt that.
What's
That
all?
was the Three of Pentacles.
Yeah, the Three of Pentacles, and it's reversed this time.
Yes, it is.
So the
All of them
three
are reversed.
again, so the Three of Pentacles reversed is he just couldn't see how he could make this work how you could work together, or he could work
Yeah.
with you. He just didn't see it, and he was very matter of fact. But you know, Taurus, when they make their minds up, they make their minds up.
Right. Kara, talk
No,
to him.
I'm not picking on you, Kara.
Taurus men are different than Taurus women.
But not only that, this is when it's dark Taurus, right? Positively, you when you make your mind up, you make your mind up, and that's a good thing. So, you know, but when you're doing it in the way that this is happening,
But hey, Taurus is Scorpio's opposite. So my worst qualities can end up in them when they have their worst qualities. And I'm a vengeful person. That's what they can do too. And I know other Tauruses, male and female, like, yeah, when they want to bring it, they will bring it.
I don't think this guy was taking revenge, but he was being mean, number one, and he just wanted out. And so he decided to do it that way, which really doesn't say a lot about his character or make him look good at all. So,
I'm being a little bit giddy here and overconfident with some of that, Ari. But I think between all of us here, we're kind of got his number.
and so the sun and the tree, what does this mean? I think he wants to grow his life somewhere else. He's looking for something else successful and he wants to move on.
See, if he feels he can objectify you, oh, you must be fake, or oh, you're not really pretty, oh, you're overly pretty, things like that, then he can treat you as not really a person. You know, you're just abstracting. And because you're on the internet a lot, you know, or these things that happen for all of us, we get to objectify people without really knowing what they're like. He didn't want to get to know you.
Well, Shirley, we had to turn away like 4 or 5 people, so I would feel
Yeah, we
bad
turned
about
away
doing
four or
that.
five people already.
Unfortunately, so I apologize. So hopefully, if you could come back Thursday night or get here earlier next Sunday, we'll get you in. We're really busy because we have a number of birthday readings coming up. We have one for Thursday too, and one for next Sunday. So I'm sorry
Sorry we
about
can't
that.
take you, Shirley.
Yeah. So we do apologize and so appreciate you.
So was that it?
Yeah, that was it for
Alrighty.
me. Good luck with. Hey, good luck, Ari.
Good luck,
They
Ari.
just don't even. You know, sometimes it's just best not to. Why ask why? Just dump them. It's nothing you did. I'm positive of that.
Thank you,
It's
Shirley.
nothing you did. Because who wants to show? Don't you want to show the best side of yourself when you're trying to get somebody interested in you? That's not looking too perfect. That's not being fake. So you do
Oh, I
want to
agree with
show
that
your
too.
best.
Yeah.
It's nothing you did. It's just the way he tried to get out of it. It's
Well,
really sad.
I think from a socio-economic and or political kind of view, we have somehow influenced a lot of young men in our culture. And I think some of this comes from not us, other people, to feel like they are entitled to what they want, whether it's women, jobs, or other situations. And so they feel like they can be that picky. And who are they really fooling?
Thank you, Shirley.
Some of these guys are incels.
Appreciate
Thank you,
you.
Shirley.
We do. But you
We
can
know it's our
see
fault because we're so gabby.
our show is almost over. It's 5-2, and we've got a number of readings
Four or
left.
five readings left, yeah.
Zarina's up. Hi, Zareen.
Serene. Hi, Serene.
There, let's see. What are Abdu Raymond's current feelings for me? They had an argument and broke up last week. Ah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
right, we did that for you. Yeah.
All right, will he come back? Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Let's see what we
Good
get.
question. Is that my deck?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait a minute. No, I drew that. So it's. Wait a minute. No, I put these back. It is your deck. I'm sorry.
No, it isn't, because I used this one.
Then I'm going back. Why did I just put one
You're
back? I swear I
crazy
did.
today.
Must have had it sitting out here. Okay. Okay.
I hear you, Zareen, and I agree with that, Ari. People just are too impatient these days, and maybe that tells you that they're not really looking for a relationship, they're looking for an opportunity. And I hate to say that, but that's the way of the world lately.
You're welcome, Ms. V. Hope you had a good shopping trip.
Oh, hey, Victoria. That was her, right? She came back.
Yeah.
There it is. Yep. Every day is a whiny road. I did a little
She
bit
shed.
of
That's my one regret in having the condo. I can't have a she shed. I want one.
That's my one great thing about living in a condo. She can't have a she shed.
Dang it. Oh, so you were writing. Okay. I got to go look at your stuff. I really haven't had time today or last night. I was so burnt out last night. I slept really good last night, I have
We
to
hope so too,
say.
Serene.
And I got almost a full 8 hours in, too. Almost. Which is rare. All right, let's see what's going on here. Got the Ten of Pentacles upright. Hmm. Got the Five of Pentacles reversed. That's actually a good thing. We got Strength reversed, which can be good, can be bad. We'll see. What do you got? Ah, the coffin and what?
The birds. Okay, you hear our sighs there, so you're probably wondering.
I wonder if for some reason somebody has been trying to talk, uh, you know,
Abdul.
Abdul, is that it? Out of contacting you again, just letting this go, because that's a card of family here. And for some reason, whether it's family or whether it's friends, I almost get the feeling that maybe somebody else that he might be talking to about this situation might be convincing him it might be better to move on and and recover, from this breakup
Is
relationship.
that all from that card?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
a little of both. I went here and here. And it's only because I'm seeing the Lenormand. The Lenormand is not showing happiness.
Right. Abdul may feel he's in a place that he feels comfortable in, and maybe it's because it's familiar to him. So I don't know if that's family or friends of some sort. That's the Ten of Pentacles. The next card, the Five of Pentacles, which is exactly half of that,
So,
seems to feel like maybe he's finding his way somehow, but it's not necessarily going back to you.
do you think that's why he's with family in that? He's getting support from others
In a way, I
after
sort of get
this
that. In a way, I
later
sort of get that. Like
argument?
other people around him, his support net, whatever that is, maybe I don't know that they're talking bad about you, but they're
Yeah.
sort of supporting his decision,
I'm
perhaps.
almost feel, or they're just trying to comfort him and help him get over you. I mean, maybe it's not that they're convincing him to move on, but they're trying to comfort and support him getting over this.
Well, the only card that of the tarot that may indicate what his feelings are is that strength card, and that maybe he feels he has to be a little bit more assertive in certain ways, or maybe a little bit more aggressive about what he wants. And so this isn't really saying, in my mind, for sure that he's ready to pick up communication with you again. He may be having grumbly thoughts, and I almost wonder if it's being fed by the supportive background.
That's what I'm kind of wondering too, if he's feeling just aggressive or angry right now still. He may just have a bit of anger in him that he can't resolve. And I don't
Oh,
know that he's going to resolve it anytime soon, if at all, because you have here the birds and the coffin. And to me, that means a cessation of communication. Communications are coming to an end, or that is what he's feeling, that he's going to stop communicating. And if you've had no communication with him, I have a feeling that may continue. At least for the foreseeable future, I'm not seeing a change here. Could he get over this anger? Maybe, but the cards are not totally, because there is a slight, just the slightest hope for a recovery here for this relationship, but I'm not putting a lot into that. So you might want to ask again, but I would be telling you what I tell a lot of people is set a boundary for yourself. Determine, I'm only going to give this person this much time because I have a life and I deserve to live it, and I'm not going to wait for them to come around. So give them time if you feel you should, but right now it's not looking like things are going to change in the immediate future.
well, you're asking about his feelings, and we did throw the cards in that sense. So when I look at that first card, this could be saying that what he wants most is some sense of comfort in his life, of some sense of familiarity, and maybe of some sense, sort of feeling like everybody knows their place. You can interpret that in any way you want. Does he feel that maybe where you guys went meant that you didn't know your place, or that you were defining your own place and he didn't necessarily understand that? This too could represent his feelings in the sense that he does feel like maybe he needs to be somewhere else than where you are. I hate to say it that way, but that's what
Well,
it looks like.
my personal thing about how he feels is that he's angry still. He's angry or upset, and he feels he needs to not communicate right now or cut it off. So that's a feeling. He feels like I can't talk to you now. And so that's kind of what I'm getting out of these cards. But like I said, this one card here is the only glimmer of hope that I see, that maybe he could come around if he could get over his feelings of anger.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at that card.
And
Yep.
that's the only thing I see. I don't see, he
That
might have.
represents the possibility of a change.
And if I looked at this for feelings instead of that he went to his family for support, I would say to you that maybe at one point he felt like there was something of value here in starting a being in a relationship with you. He thought it could lead to something longer term, but that has changed. And he's now has this anger that he's feeling. So
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, Zareen, but like I said, set some boundaries for yourself and determine how long you're going to wait for Abdul to come around or not. And if he doesn't contact you, then I think, in that time frame, then I think you have your answer.
Now, part of this does sound like maybe he is waiting for you to contact him and to say, you're sorry, you didn't mean to do that. You have to weigh for yourself whether that may be a possible thing that you would want to participate in. Maybe it's okay for you to wait a little bit longer and then maybe just say to him, are you sure we can't talk about our differences or something like that? You know, because you need to indicate that you have your own sense of agency in this matter, Zareen, that your point of view is important too, and that you are hopefully sincerely interested in resolving what your issues are. So good luck with that. Uh,
Kara is up.
Kara's up. Well, like I said, you have to decide. I mean, I'm not saying you should apologize to him, but you have to decide for yourself what you think he might need to get convinced to talk again. Yay for Kara. Okay, now it's my deck. And lucky Kara, I brought my Tarot of the Northern Shadows. Approved by Odin and his Valkyries. Okay, maybe not.
Oh my gosh, I have to go way back here. Where is Kara's question?
Kara, did you leave us a question? Or could you type it again real quick for us, please? Miss Banshee's
Okay, I bet I got to
failing
Where's Me in
eyes.
the list. I'm
Right.
getting
She's
close.
going to retype it.
Okay. Yeah, because I lost it completely. Okay. I will wait for the retype. All right. Um, thank you. What will
What
I
will I
gain?
gain if I bought stock shares on gemstones next year? So if you invest in gemstones.
Buying stock shares on gemstones. Stocks, okay. Stocks, eh? Hmm.
Hmm, very cool. Well, make sure you're wearing the right gems when you do that investing. Something green.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Ooh, all right. First card, Five of Wands upright. Second card, Four of Swords reversed. I like these. Last card, Three of Cups reversed. Okay, I don't like that one so much. You might take a little bath, water element. The Rider.
Uh-oh.
The redcoats are coming. The redcoats are coming. No, they're not. All right, and the mice. Well, mice are going to scare the horse. Watch out.
Well, it's interesting. There is the urge to engage, with that Five of Wands. But it also could be that, maybe in the gemstone industry, things are very competitive and stocks might, go up, go down, go up, go down. Um, it might be a struggle to get a good return on this. I mean, I'm not saying not to do it at this point with the Five of Wands yet. That may come up in the Lenormand, or it'll give you something to think about. But I would say that it may not be a surefire way to make any quick money. Let's put it that way.
I think the Five of Wands could also represent that it's kind of like an active, busy environment that you might like, gravitate to because you're going to meet people and interchange with people. So for some sense, the camaraderie or the environment may really stimulate you in a way. You might like that. The Four of Swords reversed, I'm looking at that though as saying like maybe you want to really look around and see what the trends of various gem markets were over the last couple of years. Or talk to somebody if you can about those trends. Like, do they constantly go up and down? Are they constantly even? Are there some highs and lows? Sort of get the sense of where the market goes with that. Because I feel like this is saying, like, maybe right now or when you will best be served is when this market seems to be awakening again. So maybe you have to figure out how you can know that or see that trend coming.
Well, I think this is
Hi, you.
this is fine. This is a sign that maybe, you know, Oh, hi, Sonny. Look who came, Kara. Right in
It's
time
your
for your
question, so he
reading.
shows up. Hello, boy.
He hasn't been here the whole show, but lo and behold. So at any rate, hey, maybe he's telling you buy the stock. It's golden.
Buy the ginger. Invest in ginger.
So don't rub him too hard. He's flying here already. I'm a telling you. So look at that. Oh, and then he's got to do it himself. Thanks, Sonny. So then I think the Four of Swords is a little interesting to me. It's saying that you have a lot of energy to focus here. You need to focus it definitely in one spot. You just don't want to scatter. I don't know. Do you want to diversify? It's not like the Eight of Wands. It's more a focused energy, I think, that you need to apply it to one particular thing if you are going to do this.
Are you saying the Four of Swords?
Yes.
All right. Okay, that's interesting. I
And
like that.
well, because, yeah, I just
Yeah,
thought so.
I get
If
it.
it
I
was
get
the
it.
Eight of Wands, I might look at it differently. But go ahead there.
Okay, so that's the Three of Cups reversed. And that could be saying, like maybe, you may struggle to really hear the good news. Like maybe you have to be in for a minute, rather than just try to find what works right away. In other words, unless you know an insider trading, kind of situation, you might have to go with the flow.
Sonny's already gotten hair on my keyboard. Here's the thing though. You also well, what I want to say about that last card is that maybe ultimately there's no great celebration here from doing this. In other words, you may gain something, but it's not going to be like
Fabulous.
fabulous, right? Ab fab. It's not going to be that. And the mice and the rider could indicate to me that this move of yours could maybe bring a little bit more stress and anxiety than it's worth. But again, I think again what the mice is saying is it's about the ups and downs. When you invest in stocks, you got to realize that they're going to be up sometimes, they're going to be down sometimes. You probably know this. And so I don't play the market other than the fact that my retirement, is part of the market. So, I think here you just got to ride with it and go with it. But don't expect this to be big gains because I don't think that's what's showing from the final
It
card.
may not be showing. And the other thing I feel with the mice is that I don't know this because I don't participate directly with the market. We have somebody who does things for us. Could this be saying like, that there are hidden fees or hidden licenses or things like that, that like once you get involved, then you have to have this thing, you have to have this certification, you have this license, something like that. Little small things that have to be accomplished to have that free ride. Just wondering if to some degree, like I said before, seek advice if you need it. You probably
I've
know.
done stuff like this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck, Kara.
Well, good luck with it. Give it a shot. I mean, I'd say give it a shot, but don't expect bells and whistles, at least not immediately from this.
I think market gains are mostly for people who are willing to spend some time with it. Like nobody goes in to make a million and then back out. They're sort of in it for the long haul. I think that's true.
We're on Vidi.
Hi,
Hi,
Viddy.
Vidi.
Wow, we still got four more. Ah,
I know. I tried. All right. Gosh, I've been through all my decks too. It's my
I have been
last
through
one.
all mine. Do you want me to do another duck?
No, this is my last deck. I said made it to the end of them. I'm pretty sure they posted, but I don't know where.
I'm looking for it. Would love a message from my higher self. Thank you.
A message from higher self.
From their higher self.
Okay. My reading.
We can do it that way if you want. Why not? A message from their higher self. What is the message from their higher self? You're welcome, Kara.
Hey, you're welcome, Kara. Good luck with that. Sounds exciting.
Oh, sorry. Why'd you look at me like that?
I invest in the physical gemstones. All right. Well, we got the Emperor upright. So, what's the message from your higher self? Maybe you have more um, control, more leadership abilities, more common sense ways of dealing with matters in your life than you give yourself credit for.
The message from your higher self is that you are more capable and more in charge than you realize, that you have more of an ability to work with all of the resources you have at your disposal, whether they're other people who can help you do things or give you advice, or whether they're just other resources that you can bring to bear on your situation. And of course, I know you're graduating or you have graduated and you're trying to get into a particular industry. This may be saying you have to use every possible resource you can come up with, including super networking. In this context of the question and the emperor, you have to do lots and lots of networking, maybe to get where you really want to go, to be on top of your world. Why is this important?
Why is this important? The Nine of Pentacles upright. Why is this important? Because if you don't have it all right now, you could have it all. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of comfort, stability, security, everything falling into place, getting just due for the work you put out there and the effort. So I think that once you realize that you are more in control of things in your life, you could have it all.
So I realized, Vidya, that a lot of times, you're at the beginning of your career and stuff, and so things have sort of seemed a little bit, pernicious and haphazard. Your higher self does feel you have the potential, you have the abilities here. Why this is important is because it's just basically true. What you're motivated by are pure things, are things that bring you comfort. You don't want to be the richest person in the world, but you want to have a comfortable life. You want to have a sense of the attainment of what you've been looking for. And so listening to your higher self and realizing you can work those resources, you can find the ways to network higher. These are opportunities for you. Those are nine hands that are each ready to receive or give what they need to.
Sunny likes the crystal energy.
Uh,
So, where are things headed? Where will this lead you? All right. Well, it's a lover's reversed. Well, this leaves you with some dilemmas of making the right, true, authentic choices for yourself and being able to discern what's right for you from what's wrong for you.
it could be that, the choices you make will be the ones you want to make, but maybe, this is also about saying you're choosing more of a material thing than over, something that's more existential in a way, or more spiritual, or more related to your concept of being noticed or something like that. So this could be saying you're making the choice that maybe seems right for you, but it may be the choice that, you might not have made with other considerations or things happening. I don't think it's a totally bad card.
No,
All right, the Lenormand. We have the fish and we have the key. So the key is to focus on what you think will bring abundance to you. Your higher self wants you to realize that this is sort of like, manifestation from a spiritual level all the way up to the physical level. That when you can, spiritually see yourself manifesting something, eventually the rest pulls through. It is a process. It won't happen overnight.
your higher self wants you to be successful. And the key here is to bring abundance into your life. And the key is that, also, I feel Maybe what this is saying, the key is to believe in yourself. Believe that you can have an abundant life. Believe that abundance is possible for you. Think abundant thoughts. Think positively. Think about growth. Think about developing yourself. I think that is the key. Think abundant thoughts. Think about wealth positively, and not negatively. Positively is something that is within your reach. So good luck with that. And we're on Marita as we are winding down now to the last three, the final three. Just a minute, Sonny. Okay, I'm
Marina,
here.
what's your question? There it is. What is coming up for the next 10 days? Ooh. All right. Got it. I'm going to use my Legend Arthurian Tarot. You don't need those.
Thank you.
So what's coming up in the next 10 days?
Just a minute, Sonny. I gotta shuffle cards. You know. Sonny is hovering under the list is closed sign, but he is still here. See his little paw rising here. I'm here.
Okay, I see it.
Here.
All right, what is coming to me in the next 10 days? Card the first is the reverse Seven of Swords. Card the second is the Emperor reversed. They're all reversed. And the last one is the Four of Pentacles. That's the Four of Shields in this deck. It's reversed.
And this is for the next week?
The next 10 days.
10 days. Well, thank goodness it's a short period of time. That's the Tower and the Coffin.
The Tower and the Coffin. The first card was the Seven of Swords reversed. You may be finding out something that you need to be aware of that maybe is going on around you. It may be something that you're not going to like. I'm not so sure that's something you would like, but sort of seems like maybe people are possibly deciding things or talking about, something that will affect you.
I have to agree. I see that too, that it's something you're going to find out, and it may not be totally what you had hoped for. So, what's the next one?
It's the Emperor reversed.
Right. And you're going to feel like, whatever this, well, the one thing that you can be assured of is that you really had no choice in this matter, with the Emperor reversed here. There was really nothing you could do to turn this situation around. It's out of your hands, because the Emperor's reversed. He doesn't have control over what was decided or what is being said.
It seems that it's about your personal power or autonomy. So what this represents is that maybe you have no control over what's going to happen to you. And it could be that you're going to lose power, autonomy, something like that. The third card is the Four of Pentacles reversed.
Four of Pentacles reversed. You may have to let go of something that you thought was going to be of value to you. Whether this is a job you were hoping to obtain or something else in your life that you have to let go of. And it maybe really might be for the best, considering, the cards we've just drawn.
Right. This could be saying that what you find is that overall there's something here that doesn't fit with you and that it maybe is time to let this go.
or that you have to let it go.
You have to let it
And the coffin and the tower here, see, led me kind of to the business angle because it almost sounds like if it's not the end of employment, what it could indicate is just the end of an employment opportunity, or the end of something that you thought was stable and secure for you, and it didn't turn out being that way.
go. So that's what we have for you.
You didn't, did you talk about that already?
I was only going to say about the same thing.
Okay.
I sort of feel like this could be saying that there's the end of your relationship within an institution of some sort. So that could be employment, that could be school, that could be, a couple of different things. It could be maybe a relationship. It could be just different things sort of are at chance of ending, or like Banshee says, the opportunity maybe to go there.
Yeah.
These represent job opportunities or any kind of opportunities, situations, hoping to travel, hoping to make certain kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
purchases, things like that. They're not going to work out at this time.
So I wish you luck with that, Marita. That's what we have for you. Good luck with that. Sorry it wasn't more positive.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Mercury's going retrograde soon, so it's probably close to being in the shadow. Not quite yet, but really close. Maybe within the next 10 days it will be. So
All right, so we are on SP.
you're on SP.
I'll look for that. You can shuffle.
Okay. I'll give you the Lenormand. So I'm back to the beginning. I'm going to bring out the magic pantry again. 'Cause that was fun. We'll do that again.
A career reading for the month of July.
Okay.
And I'm going to remind people if they're looking for information about their finances, we do the Banshees Material Matters. It's a reading for every sign of the zodiac, and it kind of gives you the skinny on what's going on in your personal economy for the week. It's a recorded message for the 12 signs of the zodiac, but it premieres live, so we all gather there and have quite a bit of fun in our chat room there. Check it out. Today, we're already doing great business with this one. It's up there in the ratings. It's on at Sundays at 10 a.m., but you can view it anytime once it's posted.
So a career reading, eh? So starting with the Ace of Cups upright. What is that? Oh, strawberries, right?
Yes.
Strawberry cake, maybe. The King of Pentacles is cake, upright.
Nice, because it's dense. It's pound cake.
But the High Priestess, condiments, is reversed.
Condiments. It's not spicy enough.
Well, this is interesting. It's a good reading.
All right, so here we have the Sith again. And the child, and it's kind of pointing towards the child. Put that down.
So, career reading for the month of July, I would say this. I don't know if you're looking for work or you're hoping for some changes where you're at now. I think something is going to happen in July that's going to make you feel really happy. The beginning of something new. Is it a promotion at work or is it some raise in pay finally happening? Or are you finding a job if you're out looking for a job? I think there could be the beginning of something that brings you great happiness in your career.
Right, it's absolutely that. And since the question was focused on that, right, maybe the steps for things happening do begin in July. Maybe it's a promotion, or maybe it's an investment in yourself in terms of training your skills so you can take on new duties there, which would make you more valuable to where you work or to a future place even.
That's kind of leaning into that King of Pentacles there, yes, because the King of Pentacles could indicate a promotion or a step up in pay. Definitely good financial situation, but it could also indicate maybe, a job that you feel is just right for you and will meet your financial needs, that will also allow you to grow into something, better, will give you more skills, more advancement, maybe more leadership potential, whatever the case may be.
I'm thinking external here, that the King of Pentacles represents somebody that could be your
Oh,
boss or the head of the company.
okay.
And I feel like they're looking at favor at you, or that if they are in charge of an HR department, maybe they're feeling like you're the one that they want to connect with. So I do feel like this could be a good indication for something good happening to you in your career or job wise.
And so the
High
final,
Priestess
yeah,
reversed.
the High Priestess reversed. I almost think you don't see this coming. I think that's why the High Priestess is here. This may take you by surprise in some way. I know you're hoping for something. Obviously, you asked, but for what career opportunities might be coming, and the High Priestess just sort of feels like you don't even sense it happening, but happen. It could. It will.
Well, on a practical level, this could be like something that you gave up. Like maybe 8 months ago, you applied for something and nothing ever happened and you forgot about it. But all of a sudden, they're kind of worked their way up to you for whatever reasons. Maybe somebody that they picked first didn't work out and it took a while. It sort of seems to me like Banshee said, you weren't expecting it, but maybe you weren't expecting it because it had already happened. And so this is a pleasant opportunity. I just get that little buzz there.
Hmm.
Let's move to the Lenormand.
Well, the Lenormand is really interesting to me too, because what I see here is that now things are starting to speed up. That things are going to happen quickly. And, any things that seem to be going in slow motion for you before, slow growth, I think that's coming to an end. In other words, I think it's going to move more swiftly now.
When I
There's going
tie,
to, I'm sorry, there's going to be a quick action that is going to move things forward
I agree with
faster.
that. I liked what you said there. When I tie these into the previous card, I get the feeling like this is that opportunity that maybe you weren't expecting this, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, I got to go and get that, outfit, reworked, or I got to go and get my hair cut for the interview, or something like that." It just sort of feels like you're moving slow, and then all of a sudden you have the impetus to move a little faster because it's going to be worth it to you.
So, wow, I hope this works out for you and things improve for you. Good luck with that,
Good luck,
SP.
SP. Best wishes for you.
Mira.
And that'll be our final reading. So that's going to be my deck again.
Yes, we are well into overtime, but we're finally
Well
finished.
into overtime.
We will have to cut down the
But
amount
you're
of
all worth
readings
it.
we do when we do the birthday readings, I think.
That
But
could
we
be it.
really
Yeah.
appreciate everybody coming today. We had 18 readings today, which is pretty
Is that
good.
including the birthday
That
reading?
is including the birthday reading. Hi, Namira. All right.
Did they write their question again?
No, they said they're here, so let
Okay,
me.
I'm looking for your question again. I got to scroll back through the chat. Can I add me to the list? Okay, let's see.
Do you see new love coming for me or my past love, Alexander? Feel his energy and intuition say we have unfinished business. I think we should do a two and two,
Alrighty.
right? And
So this
what
has
we're going to do is we're going to draw two cards for a new love coming and two cards for Alexander and see if maybe which looks more likely. So
all
we're
right.
going
I'm
to
going to
check it
use
out for you.
my Midnight Boulevard Tarot.
Yep. I figure let's go out with a bang at this
Yeah.
point.
So can you repeat
One.
that question again?
Okay, sure. Oh, did I leave it? No, I'm still there. Hold on. Do you see new love coming for me? So that's the first one. Or my past love, Alexander. She feels his energy. She thinks they have unfinished business.
Yes.
Let's see.
Those are the kind of questions that tarot is designed for,
We'll see.
Mira. So 2 and 2. And you're doing 2 as well.
Yep.
All right. Do you want me to put mine out?
Well, for the first one, just the
Okay.
first
So the
one.
first one is the possibility of new love. And it's 2 pages. How interesting. They're both upright. One is the Page of Cups, and one is the Page of Swords.
Wow, there's an invitation coming. Wait,
Yeah.
let me get the Lenormand and see. Look at this. Well, let's see.
The Garden, the Bouquet. Well, right off, it almost feels like it's more likely somebody new will come into your life or something new will happen.
That is a given whether Alexander is coming back or not. But I feel here that these 2 pages, first off, the Page of Swords, besides these being court cards and people cards, they hold certain meanings, and pages are often messengers. And these one in particular are messengers. The Page of Cups is a happy message coming, like an invitation on a date, a new romance beginning. And the Page of Swords is about communication. Somebody is going to invite you out, I think. Somebody is going to have an invitation to meet you. And it is coming, if it's not coming from your social circle, it's coming from social activities. Somebody you meet somewhere. So if it's not coming from friends or group gatherings like that, it may be like attending a wedding or going somewhere that you meet somebody who's going to want to invite you out, and it's going to bring you happiness.
Right. And I think that Banshee thought this didn't disallow that it could be Alexander, but my feeling was it was more likely somebody new. The pages themselves sort of represent the idea that maybe they're younger than you or that they are young in general, but you yourself may be young. We don't know.
I don't
But
think this is anybody familiar. I just said they might meet them at through
oh,
friends
I
or
see.
somebody
Okay,
else.
well,
Yeah.
right. I thought something earlier that you said then that didn't disallow that it was Alexander, but maybe I misinterpreted your words. But I do feel like with all those things, and it could be somebody that you might originally meet in a public space, even in a public forum online. Um, but I think that they quickly warm to you and that maybe, they're sincere. The bouquet is about a gift, somebody that maybe feels kindred to you in a way. You're 59. Okay, well, I,
Sonny's happy I took my hat off, apparently.
oh, okay.
Oops, rubbing my head.
Oh, you're a young one.
All right.
So,
Next.
Alexander. It's the 7 of Wands, and it's upright. Somebody holding their vantage point, and it's the reversed Strength. Okay, so
Wait.
I don't know. I'm getting a funny vibe here. Man. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Dog. Hmm.
Well,
He, oh, I'll let you go
you want
first.
me to go first?
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
What was the first card again? Oh,
Seven
yes.
of
Seven
Wands.
of Wands.
And what is 7 of Wands?
Well, I think they feel it's more to their advantage to, wow, I'm feeling the Seven of Wands tied into the Lenormand. So I'm feeling here, and it is upright, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I feel here they feel it's more to their advantage to become friends with you again, to try to at least be companions and friends. And so maybe things aren't finished with them, but I'm not sure it's going to lead to romance. I think here they might want to aggressively pursue coming back as a friend. They feel they have strong bond with you in that manner. They feel like, I don't know if it's not that they don't have hard feelings. I'm not sure what broke, made you fall apart. But I feel here that they feel like they want to be a part of your life again in some way. I'm not sure it's romance. At least I'm not seeing it here. Maybe he does. Let's see what he
Well,
says.
I admittedly don't know Lenormand as well as this one, and I often feel that when they're connected, I may not get the point exactly. But to me, that Seven of Wands, Alexander would fight for you.
Oh,
It's the Seven of
wow.
Wands. It's the Seven of Wands.
Oh,
Look
but I
at
looked at it
that.
differently.
He's
Advantage.
fighting for
Higher
you.
ground.
Or there's some sort of sense that he wants to be that physical in your life. I mean, there's a sense of raw energy and activity there. However, the down point is that maybe he could be too aggressive here. That maybe if he is returning to your life, is it possible that he sort of feels he has to make up for time lost and so he wants to more aggressively pursue this? I guess I can see what she's saying here about the idea that he just wants to be back in your life as a friend, but I don't necessarily know he would stay there.
There's a certain loyalty or sense of that
That's what I said.
that he has with you. And so
So it's almost like, oh, the new guy comes around and then somehow Alexander fights out and then he wants to duel that guy. No, I'm not saying he'll do that. But, maybe this is part of what, starts to make him start realizing he left something aside he shouldn't have. I don't know.
I'm kind of thinking there's more possibility of something new coming your way.
Yeah, I do too.
But I can't rule out Alexander. However, I think at first he may want to, maybe ultimately, friend, just getting back into your circle again, he may want to become friend.
Okay, it is true what she says. This is about, and I'm talking about you. This is about seeking the higher ground, and so that maybe in whatever was past for you, he wants to also sort of cast himself not as the possible villain or possible one who left, but he may be overly aggressive on how he wants to present this picture. Still, it could relate to the idea of what she said, that maybe he just fixes himself as somebody who's now friendly in your life. So I could see this going either way depending on what else happens, and this is the more likely happening, I think.
Well, anyway, what I wanted to add, because I didn't want to lose my thought, is that I think that maybe the friendship could lead to something else further down. Maybe
Maybe.
getting back, maybe he just feels he wants to test the waters again. But I feel more inclined to think something new is coming, and this is just a possibility. And the possibility more exists that if he comes back into your life, it would be more on a social or more friendly level.
Okay.
It's kind of my feeling. But, you know, I think either is a possibility. You have pretty good cards here, really, overall. And I think that really, this, whatever's coming, this looks really positive. So keep an eye out for that. Good luck with that. I hope
Good
he
luck.
does. And, maybe this is about him reinviting you out. Maybe somehow these cards are cross pollinating here. But I kind of feel like there's something new that maybe you're going to have to consider. And it might be pretty good. So good luck with that. I hope something good happens for you. You'll have to keep us posted. We'd love to know.
Yes, please do. We would love to
Okay,
know. Alrighty. So,
that's it.
45 minutes into overtime and we are done.
444. I have on my computer.
That's so awesome. You're very welcome.
Everybody. Great day of readings. We started with a happy birthday reading for a longtime follower of ours, Gina. And it's just been a great day overall. I hope everybody enjoyed their readings. I know some of them weren't always happy,
Thank
but
you.
hopefully you got something you needed to hear there. And that's the best we can offer
Yeah, tarot
sometimes.
is a snapshot in time, and it doesn't mean that things are set in stone when we say that's what the card says. It means you know about this now, and maybe you can use this information to your advantage.
So, hey, take care, everybody. We're going to run because we're tired
We're
now.
way over.
But We're happy tired. So thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for the new subscribers that we've got, and we hope to see you all real soon. Bye bye for now.